All right, guys, how's it going? So I've seen an article titled Luis Diaz is Colombia's Copa America hero, but his Liverpool future is far less clear. This is an athletic article by a journal called Greg Evans. And he says, Luis Diaz is supposed to be the lion out of Liverpool and Colombia. He's the silky, skilled entertainer who always tries to make a difference through his courage and bravery. The man who can change a game with his magic. The golden boy of the national team on which so much hope is pinned upon this summer. Yet while Diaz is lighting it up for Colombia in the Copa America, discussions at Liverpool continue over whether he is the long-term answer to filling one of the slots in their forward line. Liverpool have not received any offers for Diaz and are not looking to sell him. The fact remains... I skipped a paragraph. Liverpool have not received any offers for Diaz and are not looking to sell him. Similarly, they will not be making a formal bid for Newcastle's Anthony Gordon because of the Tyneside club's high valuation. The fact remains, however, that Liverpool like Gordon and there are question marks over Diaz's output. While Liverpool do not want to lose him, if they receive a significant offer, they would surely be obliged to consider it. So what happens next is not as cut out, dried as it might seem. Now, I'm not going to read the entire article because it would be inappropriate to do so. I'm just touching on a small percentage of it. Age 27, Diaz is at the peak of his career and perhaps the most valuable he has ever been. So the dilemma for Liverpool is whether to cash in if a big bid arrives or prepare for talks over a new deal. Watching him in Colombia's 5-0 win over Panama in the Copa America quarterfinals on Saturday night would suggest there is only one route Liverpool should take. He was electric and relentless in his approach, which are both classic Diaz traits that Liverpool fans have grown accustomed to seeing. But crucially, there was also end product. He played a key part in Colombia's first 2 goals before scoring a stunning third himself. Now, the thing is here, you've got Diaz turning it on for country. You've got Nunes doing the same, which is all very well and very positive. And hopefully that brings them back full of confidence and in form. But, we need this for Liverpool, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, the rest of the article goes on to describe everything that, he did in the game or whatever. There's no doubt Diaz's popularity in his home country, the way he was roared from the field in Arizona was testament to that. For Colombia fans, he's the star who floats between striker and left winger and tends to deliver when it matters. And his goal on Saturday was his 4th in as many Copa American knockout games. And Colombia, now unbeaten in 27 matches, will look to Diaz in their attempt to win the trophy for the first time since 2001. One game doesn't tell the whole story, though. And until the weekend, Diaz hadn't scored from open play or registered an assist during the tournament. Although he did score a penalty in a 3-0 win over Costa Rica. True, he's not had many high-quality chances, but it seemed a low return for such a talismanic figure. The data suggests Diaz is more clinical for Colombia, even if he receives fewer chances. He produces just under a goal or assist every other game for Liverpool, 0.47, whereas his output in the same metric for Colombia is 0.39. He has more shots and touches in the box for Liverpool, largely because they dominate games more often because of their status of one of the top sides in the Premier League. Hooray. He also tends to drift in field more for Liverpool into central areas, which are more likely to yield shots and key passes to teammates, as shown by his pass distribution match for Liverpool last season and Colombia in the Copa America, where he has operated tighter to the left touchline. I don't want to read all the article out. The great unknown with Diaz is whether anything is likely to change with his productivity. History suggests he is a one goal in form man. Colombia, 0.6 goals per game, and Liverpool, 0.24. They're very similar, but he's capable of producing spectacular moments. It's a conundrum for new manager Arne Slot. The Dutchman is well known to love wingers, and there will be elements of Diaz's game which will surely excite him, but he also has an informed Cody Gakpo to consider. Gakpo's been scoring freely at the Euros, as we know, and has helped Netherlands reach the semi-finals from the left wing. So a starting place for Diaz is not guaranteed. While what he's starting to do for Colombia, admittedly only against Panama, will help him make an impression, especially as a late return to pre-season will follow the tournament. Whether Diaz can remain at the heart of a surprise success for Colombia will also impact his situation at Liverpool. Delivering on the big stage is what he was signed for, but 2.5 years in, opinions remain divided as to whether he can do that consistently enough for Anfield's liking. What do you think about that, guys? those little snippets that I've read from that article there. What's your opinion on Luis Diaz and Liverpool? I couldn't give a shit about what he does for his country, to be honest with you. I'm only bothered about Liverpool. It's not being disrespectful. Maybe it is if you're Colombian, but I'm thinking about Liverpool Football Club, and that's all that matters to me. He clearly wants to go to Barcelona, and Barcelona clearly want him. But they haven't got the money to do it just like that. So they've got to sell. I don't know what's going on at Barcelona. I've not seen the news for a few days with regards to them. So I don't know if they've been active in terms of selling anyone or to be able to fund a move. But I think his father and Diaz himself, I think they're trying to get that move to Barcelona and would bite their hands off the Catalan Giants if it was put to them. So you could say, well, he ain't committed to the Liverpool cause, and is he? Well, I think he is. I think he's a professional footballer for us, a good pro. It turns out for us he'll do well, but he has got his eye. I have got a message. He has got his eye on something else, and that's fine if you conduct yourself in a professional manner, no problem. But Liverpool will dictate, and I think Liverpool would sell him if the money came in. And the Gordon thing, while kind of related, it's quite clear that Liverpool, without including players in a deal for Gordon, feel that Newcastle are deluded with the valuation of the player. So for anything to happen on that front, Newcastle would have to get on the phone to Liverpool, not Liverpool on the phone to Newcastle, and Newcastle would have to come down into a more realistic position. And even if Liverpool sold Diaz, I don't think they're picking up the phone to Newcastle at those prices. So I think they would, Newcastle got to come down. That's the only way that happens. The player obviously wants it, Gordon, So, but I don't see Liverpool, rushing around anytime soon to try and make that deal. I said this to you. They didn't lean on any of the big guns in the media to get anything out there. It was obviously the Northeast media that leaked things. So that to me suggests Liverpool are like, it's all right, leave it, we'll leave it. But you wouldn't rule it. You never say never, never. You never say never in football. Money talks, but money also talks in a negative sense because Newcastle's valuation is clearly too high for Liverpool. And even if Liverpool came in and got their Liverpool come in with the, I'll rephrase that. Even if Liverpool secure a substantial transfer fee from Barcelona for Luis Diaz, I don't think then Liverpool turn around and go, well, we've got the money now, so we'll pay what you want. It's not going to happen in a million years. Still, I would still listen and see what happens on that front, but I do think these are kind of like intertwined a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, mate, let's go buzzing, let's disco. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee. Hit the super thanks button, and I'll give you a shout out tomorrow in tomorrow morning's briefing. All right, guys, take it easy.